Welcome to the Key Stage 1 Phonics Workshop. This workshop aims to give parents a little bit of an overview about phonics and the phonics screening check. We understand that phonics can be a little bit overwhelming for some parents, as most parents haven't been taught phonics at school themselves, so we've put together a little jargon buster just to help explain some of those words you might not have heard before. So, what is phonics? Phonics is basically just a tool that we use to teach children how to learn to read and how to write. So, what exactly is phonics? So, words are made up from small units of sound called phonemes. Phonics teaches children to be able to listen carefully and identify the phonemes that make up each word. This helps children to learn to read words and to spell words. In phonics, children are taught three main skills. So, GPCs. This stands for grapheme phoneme correspondences, which basically means that they're taught all of the phonemes, so all of the sounds in the English language and the different ways of writing them. So if we look at a sound, as we say it, that is the correspondence. The phoneme is the verbal sound, and the grapheme is the written version of the sound. So another thing children are taught is to blend, and that is basically reading all of the sounds in a word and then merging them together to read the word as one word. So segmenting, children are also taught to segment. This is the opposite of blending. Children are able to say a word, then break it up into the phonemes that make it up, and this is so that they can learn to spell words. So sound buttons. We use sound buttons to help identify the different sounds in a word. For single letter graphemes we use a dot, so the word pat, a 3-letter word with 3 sounds made by a single letter. P-at, pat. For digraphs and trigraphs we use a line to show that 2 letters or 3 letters make one sound. P-l-a, play. F-r-i-t, fright. For split vowel digraphs we use a bridge line, so k, a, k, and the A sound is made by the letter A and the letter E with a consonant in the middle. The phonics screening check. So every year during the summer term, children in year 1 sit the phonics screening check. This requires them to read 40 words using their knowledge of phonics. There are 20 real words and 20 nonsense words. The children must read each word by sounding it out and blending the word back together. There's no written element whatsoever to the phonics screening, it is purely reading. The pass mark for the phonics screening has always been 32 out of 40, but it could change. It might be 33, it might be 34 one year. Due to COVID and the school closures, the children in year 2 haven't actually sat their phonics screening check yet. They were supposed to sit it in summer, but now they're required to sit the check in November 2020, and the children in year 1 will sit the check around June 2021 as they would usually. Just so you have an understanding of what the phonics screening check actually looks like for the children, I've got a past paper from 2017 for you to have a look at. So on opening up you can see that we have 4 nonsense words. The words start quite short and it gets progressively more difficult as we go on. The children can tell the nonsense words because of the pictures of the monsters or aliens by the side of the word. We then move on to some real words after a few pages, and then back to nonsense words, and then the screening check finishes on a collection of real words. Now, I'm going to model reading some of the words so you have an understanding of what the children have to do. So to start with, nice and short, d, a, t, dat, k, a, g, cag, I, n, rin, ept, ept. On the next page, we start seeing some digraphs where two letters make one sound. So j, a, sh, jash, qu, ib, quib, k, oid, coid, qu, as, quas. Then we have some real words, and it's exactly the same. So ch, chum, k, ick, kick. Now, towards the end, we get to a few more difficult words. They get slightly longer, and we start seeing some of the alternative sounds in the phase 5, and we also come across split vowel digraphs. So I'm going to read a word with a split vowel digraph to show you what that is. E, z. And the E sound was created by the two E's with a consonant in the middle, and sometimes the children find that difficult if they're pointing and reading one letter at a time, so we have to train them to spot those split vowel digraphs. Another example in a real word, sh, a, shape. So I hope that makes it a little bit more clear about what the phonics screening check looks like for the children. So supporting your child at home. As mentioned before, we understand that it's quite difficult for some parents if they've not had any experience of phonics before. So the idea of this PowerPoint and video is to help you to understand about phonics and the phonics screening check and how you can support your child at home. And on the next slide, there's another beneficial video that your child can use to gain confidence in learning the sounds and the actions that go with the sounds, and you can learn them yourselves to help your children at home when they're reading and writing. alternative GPCs. So for many sounds, there are a variety of graphemes or ways of writing it. So if you take the sound A, spelt with an A and an I, there are 8 ways of writing this sound. So the sound is always A, but you can write it with an A and an I, an A and a Y, an E and an I, an E-I-G-H, a split vowel digraph, A and E, A-I-G-H, E-Y, and A. So there's a lot for the children to get their heads around. If you follow the link on this slide, there is a really useful website which shows you all of the GPCs, and it allows you to click on buttons which will allow you to listen to how the sound sounds, and it will give you an example of a word for each grapheme, so each way of writing it. Split vowel digraphs, these tend to be quite tricky for the children. It's difficult for them not to look at the single letter when they're reading, and sometimes when they rush they miss the split vowel digraph, so we spend quite a lot of time working on these because there is a consonant between the 2 letters that make the sound. If you look in the video I made about the phonics screening check, you'll see examples of me reading those words. Finally, some useful websites that might support you further in your understanding of phonics and helping your child to practice at home. So the top link is the link to the Oxford OWL, which will help you with the GPCs, how to pronounce them, examples of words for each grapheme. The Phonics Play is a great website. Some of you might have accessed it before. The children love it and they use it in school quite a lot to enhance their phonics lessons. There's quite a bit of free stuff on there. You can subscribe to gain access to everything if you wish, but we promote using the free games because the children really enjoy using those. Similarly, the teachyourmonstertoread.com is a really good website, and it's a play-based activity which progresses through the phonics phases, teaching your child to read through a game basically. So it's really, really fun for them and engaging. Thank you very much for listening to the video. I hope it helps. If you have any further questions, then please email me. It's Mr. Thomas, so please email me. My email address is available on the school website. Thank you very much.